2 of the African Diaspora Conference with the involvement of the Thabo Mbeki Foundation. The conference is a 3-day event with speakers across the African continent. Reverend Frank Chikane delivered the keynote address today.
We are part of an international leadership team which consists of representatives from the various regions of the world where people of African descent find themselves. This is Latin America, North America, the Caribbeans, Europe, the Middle East, and the rest of Asia, and also Oceania, which is covering areas of Australia, New Zealand, and other places. We have reached out to the AU as it has declared the Africans in the diaspora as the 6th region of the AU in terms of Article 3Q of its Constitutive Act. We are also reaching out to the UN as it has declared 2015 to 2024 an international decade for people of African descent globally. We are determined to go beyond just an academic exercise in this conference we are planning about the lot of the people of African descent globally without changing anything. Academic exercises are recorded but don't change. We are convinced that unless we radically change the lot of people of African descent globally, racism will persist in the world. With the emergence and influence of right-wing governments globally and poverty that is not abating on the African continent and elsewhere in the world, where people of African descent find themselves, which poverty exposes them to new forms of slavery and people who sell Africans who are poor into other places and continents as we speak at the present moment. The 1945 Pan-African Conference was the first conference that took radical decisions to make sure that there would be change on the African continent. And within 20 years or so, most of the African countries were independent, and some of the countries on the British Indies became independent after this conference. So this conference can, the Manchester Conference, be considered as a landmark of decolonization in the world. Emmanuel Gaze asserts that the Manchester Conference served as a pacemaker of decolonization in Africa and British Indies. Although Kwame Nkrumah, who was a key player in the 1945 Manchester Conference and became ultimately president of Ghana, which was the first independent country after that conference, said that we must seek first the political kingdom and all things shall follow. It was almost like once we are independent, we'll be able to resolve all our problems. We know now that not all things followed, especially the radical economic changes people of African descent expected globally. What followed was murder of the leaders of the African continent who took over, like Lumumba and various other people who were killed, people who were couped because they did not agree with their previous colonizers and resisted change in terms of the economic conditions. We also were landed with leaders on the continent and elsewhere who had no interest in the livelihoods and future of the people of the African continent. Some of them were proxy governments, some of them were just representing themselves to enrich themselves instead of serving the people. Some were dictators who just behaved like the colonialists that left the continent. This conference is about transforming the international governance system and architecture. We need to make sure that the UN does not undermine the people of Africa. As we speak now, the African continent is not represented in the Security Council with a veto, which other countries do. And because Africans were colonized at the time when the UN was formed, Africans were excluded. We also are aware that there is political colonial legacy that still drives many countries on the continent and elsewhere in the world, which we need to change. We need to change the economic system that is unjust and works against those who have been victims of society over years.